in the shadowed corridors of power and influence, where manipulation lurks like a predator in the night. You must arm yourself not with brute force, but with the cunning subtlety of a master strategist. Picture this. You ascend to a position of authority, be it in your career, a relationship, or a social circle, and the eyes of the world are upon you. The fools around you expect chaos, betrayal, or weakness. But you, enlightened by the timeless wisdom of Machiavelli, know better. You strike first with overwhelming generosity. Do great favors at the outset, lavish and bold, to etch your name in the hearts of those who might otherwise scheme against you. This is not mere kindness. It is a calculated fortress, a shield against the arrows of envy and deceit. Why begin with grandeur? Because human nature is a fickle beast, quick to forget slights but eternally bound by debts of gratitude. When you take the reins, identify the key players, the influencers, the potential allies, the hidden adversaries. Offer them something monumental, a promotion that catapults their status, a financial boon that secures their loyalty, or a personal favor that resolves a lingering crisis. Make it public if it serves you, so the ripple of your benevolence spreads like wildfire. In a corporate takeover, for instance, don't hoard the spoils, distribute bonuses, extend olive branches to rivals' underlings, and publicly praise those who could have opposed you. They will not see you as a conqueror, but as a savior. Gratitude becomes your invisible armor, deflecting manipulations before they form. But beware the trap of naivety. This is no act of altruism, it is Machiavellian mastery. By front-loading your favors, you create dependencies. People owe you, and in their indebtedness, they hesitate to betray. Manipulation thrives on resentment and opportunity, strip both away. Recall the great leaders of history. Cesare Borgia, Machiavelli's muse, who upon seizing Romagna showered the populace with reforms and protections, binding them to him before the inevitable purges. You must do the same. In your personal life, when entering a new romantic entanglement or friendship circle, overwhelm with gestures, a surprise trip, unwavering support in a time of need. They will rationalize your future firmness as necessary, not malicious. Motivation surges from within when you grasp this. Power is not seized, it is cultivated. You are not a victim waiting for manipulation's blade. You are the architect of your destiny. Rise each morning with the fire of ambition, knowing that early benevolence buys you time and allegiance. It protects you from the whispers of dissenters who find their voices silenced by the echo of your gifts. Yet, temper this with vigilance. Not all favors are equal. Tailor them to exploit weaknesses. If a colleague covets recognition, grant it lavishly. If a friend seeks security, provide it without strings visible. The key is immediacy. Act swiftly upon gaining power before skepticism sets in. As you implement this, feel the empowerment. Manipulation often stems from perceived weakness, eradicated by appearing as the benevolent giant. In negotiations, start with concessions that dazzle, securing goodwill that shields you from later hardball tactics. Even in self-defense against manipulators, mirror this. When sensing a plot, preempt with a grand gesture toward the plotter's allies, isolating the threat. The world forgets pain quickly, but remembers pleasure forever. Harness this asymmetry, extend this to broader arenas. In politics or business, upon election or merger, enact sweeping reforms that benefit the masses, tax cuts, welfare boosts, or innovative policies. The populace, grateful, becomes your buffer against elite machinations. Personally, in family dynamics, assume leadership by resolving long-standing feuds with generous compromises. Your kin will defend you instinctively against external manipulations. Yet, the Machiavellian edge demands ruthlessness beneath the veneer. Track reciprocation meticulously. Those who fail to return loyalty are marked for later handling. This strategy protects you by building a network of indebted souls, a web where manipulators entangle themselves. Motivationally, embrace this as your rebirth. No longer the manipulated, but the manipulator's nightmare. In essence, great favors at the beginning are your proactive defense. They forge unbreakable bonds, turning potential enemies into shields. As Machiavelli advised, it is better to be loved and feared, but if one must choose, secure love first through bounty. You will stand unassailable, your power enduring. Feel the thrill. Implement this today and watch manipulations crumble before your bar. The swift sting of delayed justice, mastering the forgetful mind. Now that you've erected your bastion of gratitude through early grandeur, The Machiavellian path demands you navigate the treacherous waters of retribution with equal finesse. Manipulation often hides in the shadows of unresolved grievances, waiting to strike when you're vulnerable. But you, armed with strategic wisdom, delay the hard decisions, the punishments, the cuts, the confrontations until the opportune moment. Then, execute them with lightning speed, a brief storm that passes before the thunder echoes. People forget pain swiftly. Let that be your ally in self-protection. This is not cowardice, it is the predator's patience ensuring your survival amid the wolves. Why postpone the inevitable? Because timing is the essence of power. Fresh in authority, your benevolent aura is at its zenith. Why tarnish it with immediate severity? Let the glow of your favors linger, allowing alliances to solidify. Manipulators thrive on chaos, deny them by maintaining harmony initially. When the axe must fall, be it layoffs, breakups, or exclusions, strike later when your position is entrenched. In a new leadership role, absorb the initial honeymoon, then prune the deadwood quickly. A single decisive meeting to announce changes, followed by rapid implementation. The shock is acute but fleeting. Resentment fades as normalcy returns, buffered by earlier goodwill. Motivationally, this empowers you to reclaim control. You are no longer reactive to manipulations, but proactive in your defenses. Visualize the freedom. By delaying punishments, you gather intelligence, identify true threats, and isolate them. In personal realms, if a friend manipulates through guilt or demands, first reinforce bonds with others in the circle via favors, then confront swiftly. A clean cut, no lingering drama. The group forgets the discomfort, remembering only your prior generosity. Machiavelli's counsel rings true. Cruelties should be committed all at once, so they are tasted less. Prolong them, and the bitterness festers, inviting counter-manipulations. Execute small punishments, demotions, rebukes, or boundaries, with precision and brevity. In business, if cost-cutting is needed, bundle it into one announcement, provide severance generously, echoing early benevolence, and move on. Employees grumble briefly but adapt, their loyalty intact from initial boons. Protect yourself by understanding psychology. Memory is selective. Pain recedes, pleasure endures. Use this to your advantage against manipulators. If someone schemes against you, don't retaliate impulsively, that invites escalation. Wait, fortify your position with favors to mutual acquaintances, then deliver the blow. Expose them succinctly, sever ties abruptly. The sting is sharp but short. Observers forget, seeing you as fair. In broader strokes, apply this to societal or professional climbs. Upon gaining influence in a community, lavish events or contributions first, building a reservoir of favor. Later, enforce rules or oust disruptors in a flash. A vote, a policy shift, done. The community absorbs the change, gratitude overriding temporary ire. Yet, the Machiavellian core requires calculation. Assess risks. Delay only if it strengthens you. If a threat is imminent, act. Motivation surges from this mastery. You dictate the narrative, turning potential manipulations into your triumphs. Feel invincible. Manipulators expect hesitation. Give them decisiveness instead. Extend to self-defense in toxic environments. In a manipulative workplace, secure allies with early support, then address the bully later with a swift report or confrontation. The fallout is minimal, your shield of gratitude intact. Ultimately, small, quick punishments later are your offensive defense. They minimize backlash, preserving your power. As Machiavelli knew, the wise prince wounds decisively, then heals with time. You will emerge unscathed, manipulations neutralized. Embrace this. Act with bold timing and forge your unbreakable legacy.